interesting. I feel like the bans have been pretty similar across the day. There are obviously these Pokemon out there that just shine. You do not want to come across them. But taking off Zoroark off the map along with an Inteleon, I know that Liquidation has been chasing some members down.
It has. Also, though, I really like the ban on the side of Akjil. We mentioned that they've got a really strong special attacker backline, and Zoroark just eats that for breakfast, quite literally. It's just like, oh, feed me. I want that experience. But it looks like we're going to have the classic Lapras first pick. I think nothing super surprising there. If you've been watching this weekend, or the month before that, or the month before that, you've definitely seen that as the first pick pretty much every time that it can be. On the other side, though, what they prioritize will be a good question. You ban out one speedster, it might be the Leafeon instead.
Look, you've got to bring in those evolutions. Umbreon and Leafeon, I must say, great combination together. You mean look them, and then Leafeon comes in with that huge burst damage. It is massive. But you know what? We have Hooper and another tanky defender, Slowbro. We have talked about this Pokemon endlessly today.
Yeah, this has been for quite a while the real big meta double defender pick, the Slowbro plus the Lapras. But now that Umbreon's here, it's a little bit different. They're actually going to be going double defender. On the other side, we're going to have the Umbreon plus the Blastoise, which is another great choice altogether. But the Glaceon, I feel like still this has been a really big MVP Pokemon for me that we see not that often still this tournament.
Well, we did see this earlier from this team, having those three evolutions plus the Blastoise and the Eldegoss there, the fake evolutions maybe, I don't know, they may be in disguise. But Zoroark, no, not Zoroark, Zacian and Mew also being picked up on the side of Akjil.
Oh, I just feel as far as like meta picks, this Akjil comp is extremely scary. Having Mew to back up this terrifying front line, and then of course the support of the Hoopa to keep them up forever is going to be such a great comp. But on the other side, yeah, all these evolutions, they can be very scary. I think the biggest thing is, are you going to find great targets for the Leafeon, or is Leafeon just going to end up taking some collateral damage from the Sacred Sword out of the Zacian? Only one way to know. Once again, we're going into game number 1 here. Akjil versus OMO Abyssinian, and we're bringing back Spriggles and Doob Snacks to call the action.
Here we are, Doob Snacks, another elimination game. Like you said before, we've got 3 in a row. Call us in sync, because we're saying bye to some of these teams right here. OMO Abyssinian, Akjil, 2 incredible teams from their region, 2 first seeds from their region, going up against each other here in the losers bracket. And I might have to remind everyone at home, a team from the losers bracket is going to crawl all the way through this thing to the grand finals, and you could be looking at that team right now.
Without a doubt. And they've got a heck of a hurdle in front of each other, because both of these teams are formidable, without a doubt. I was looking at this draft, and it really looks like both teams are incredibly strong. They got a lot. I mean, the triple EV comp is something that you and I have cast once before, not with these specific EVs, but it looked incredibly impressive. And then on the other side, you have Slowbro, Hoopa, Lapras, and then why not a Zacian and Mew to round it out?
Yeah, incredibly powerful compositions from both sides right here. And even though you have an experience-hungry Pokemon like this Blastoise, you also have 3 Pokemon that become amazing at level 4. 2 of them just ticked over. We've got the Glaceon and the Leafeon on the side of OMO Abyssinian right there. Obviously, there's so much value into a Pokemon that is good right at the start of the match. Take that lead and use it throughout the game. Don't let it go. Make sure that you're ahead early, and don't let your opponents catch back up. That's what Abyssinian's looking to do here in game number 1.
Without a doubt, and they're off to, Akjil is actually off to a good start, as Chobo was able to get that K opener onto Eevee. So, I mean, that's why they're still missing that Umbreon right now.
And here we go. We can see them moving up the top path right here. We can see Hoopa kind of hiding out in this tall grass. A lot of this experience looks like it actually is heading over to the side of Akjil. We got that level 5 already on the Lapras. Huge break point, big power spike. We're going to see if they're bringing out the Water Pulse or the Perish Song right here.
Akjil doing a great job to split the attention of OMO Abyssinian there. They couldn't decide if they want to try to get the KO on the Hoopa or get the experience in the middle, and ultimately they didn't really get either.
Yeah, not great right here for Abyssinian as they are jumping forward, trying to take down this Glaceon. Great play, sending the Eldegoss down, using that X speed so that they can make it there to support their team. But you can see S4L still hiding in this tall grass, moving back down, big boost and attack. Leafeon barely makes it out.
Now we got a portal in the middle, and 3 players suddenly disappear. here, and I can't imagine they're coming back through that one. Nice play.
And these are the plays by Hoopa that they're able to make, right? They can head right into the enemy central area, put on a ton of pressure, and then just send everybody home through that hyperspace hole.
Great look here. Finally, the Leafeon is kind of chunked. They're peeling back, and they get hit with the Electro Ball, and then the hyperspace hole actually is enough to get the KO there. Quick work and nice movement by Akjil. They've looked phenomenal.
Yeah, Akjil looking incredible right here, making great use of their Hoopa. It feels like it's in every single engagement, putting down portals for their team. Also picking up some massive damage and some stuns. Incredible, incredible plays from Akjil to start this thing. However, Abyssinian, the only team to put some points on the board here, 50-0 right now, as we are 20 seconds away from this first Reggie in the bottom and top path.
Looking to fight a little bit is S4L. Chobo doing a great job on the front line here as Epe is screening well with Mew. I mean, Akjil just seems to be moving in sync. Oh, the Slowbro gets poached on over by the Umbreon back on the other side. Solar Blade comes through. They're getting solo. Finally, the KO happens from Tempest. And not great when you're looking to do a 3v3 on this Regice. Now it's up to the Mew and the Zacian to get it done all by their lones.
And here we go. It looks like they were trying to rip this here, but a nice play to peel back and attempt to secure that. The Unite move does not get it, but the Hoopa does. Once again, this Hoopa just doing so much work for Akjil.
I mean, Dabin coming through, but finally they bend, and finally they break. 3 straight players get KOs, and now they use the Glaceon Unite move to put the pressure onto Chobo. Nice engagement here by Tempest, just so they can get some points in, and they close out that gold zone.
Huge goal zone closeout right there, even though Akjil was able to take the better of that fight to secure the objective. The push there from Abyssinian was huge. Like we talked about, those are those evolutions. Big Unite move right there at level 8, able to push forward and take a huge fight and win for their team, up by over 100 points already. And while this was happening, we finally have ourselves a Blastoise in the top path. And I say finally, but it's the 6-minute mark. They've done a great job of getting their experience.
Yeah, without a doubt, you know, all the credit in the world to Miva as they know exactly what they need to get that Blastoise online. They hang out. OMO Abyssinian is able to do a ton of work without them present, and it totally pans out. Suddenly, Akjil is ripping through this Reggie like he's secured by the Zacian, and nobody really from OMO Abyssinian shows up for that, so they're going to peel back and just try and maybe catch this thing, not give up too much as the Rapids and Water Spout is absolutely flying. Zacian shelling in damage. Eldegoss gets KO'd off the back of the Parish Song and the Lapras follow-up, and just nabbing a berry and trying to stay in the pocket as long as they can, but this goal zone is going to be broken by plus 15.
Not a terrible overcap right there, and they get rid of a goal zone. A little tit for tat. You take our bottom goal zone, we will take your top, but you do get a little more value having your top goal zone gone than your bottom, forcing out the Mew Unite move right here. As Mew's looking to be a little aggressive right here as they push towards that Leafeon, and everyone just backs up. They don't want to take this fight too prematurely. We have a Reggie spawning in the bottom path here in 15 seconds, and look, I don't know the statistics on any of the other teams as to whether or not they get the first or second Reggie, what the odds are of them winning, but I can tell you taking these objectives is a huge boon for the team.
There is a percentage involved, and I'm sure it goes in one direction or the other. Chobo screening in front of 2. Finally showing up is Mule as the Lapras, able to put some decent pressure, but hiding out in that tall grass is, of course, the Leafeon, ready to Solar Blade any target that steps up close. Epe moving in with S4L. Those two have been working in tandem all game long. Chobo gets engaged on. Temps is looking for an opportunity. Regirock helping out a little bit, as now it's caught in the middle as the Zacian. They force out the Unite move, kicks up through Hydro Typhoon. The Mew takes the Regirock, and now they're going to try to use these shields to do something, but no, it's actually OMO Abyssinian that gets the KO and is able to sustain.
They send him to the top path with his Hoopa Unite. What a sneaky move right here from Akjil. After they took that victory, they send them up and they rain points into this top path. OMO Abyssinian trying to do something to push them back right here, but an amazing play. Hoopa not down at this fight, instead setting up this amazing moment for them to score, almost evening up this game, and if they can score 4 more points here, they will break this tier 2 goal zone. It's pretty easy to do. 4 points is an easy amount of points to grab somewhere on the map. They could send someone up here, and then that Reggie Alecki will push towards their main base.
And it just has hit the map, and all of a sudden, OMO Abyssinian knows this thing's going to be a problem for us. So Leafeon joins the fray. They're going to try and rip this thing on the map as Umbreon and Eldegoss are trying to take the Zacian's attention. Finally, it is taken by Luis there, and it's sent into the goal zone and breaking it.
Yeah, easy decision there for Akjil. They're saying, all right, we're going to let that goal zone break with only 5 over. You won't get a good overcap later. Little did they know the game was actually tied in that moment right here. 204 to 224. At any point, someone can sneak up here to this tier 2 goal zone and get rid of it. Akjil can break this pretty easily, and then that opens up the classic Yamada play. They have the Hoopa. They can bring the whole team to that central goal zone during the Rayquaza fight, and we may see that from Korea, a region that is really well known for their, prominence of score comp in the first season. I could definitely see them make a trick play like that heading into the final few minutes here of our match.
Yeah, before I had said that Regieleki was taken by Luis, it was actually sealed up by Shua, the Glaceon there. But that's a great point. That's why we got to keep an eye on this goal zone, specifically Miva, see what they can do here if they even want to try and just insulate this goal zone as they get bigger. And Akjil says, no, we want to rip the objective. We want to get this Regieleki. We want the experience, and we want to fight this thing in the middle. They got 15 seconds, and there's a lot of HP going down. First player down, 9-second timer on there. Shua gets engaged on, they get KO'd. The follow-up is on top of the Leafeon, forcing out the Unite move. The pressure continues. Whoa. This is going to be our Rayquaza fight, I think. Spriggles KO streak of 3 as they keep moving through. That's 4L, puts the pressure on. KO by the Lapras on the Umbreon. 3 players down. Those timers are pretty big, but they're forced to reset. The Hoopa portal comes through, and they're shredding this Rayquaza. It's down to 25%. Can a Cotton Crash coming through? Is that safe? The Cotton Crash! The Cotton Crash! OMO Abyssinian snatching that thing, baby. Let's go! Eldegoss, all you need is a flower and a dream, and you're getting it done. Was this the 70s? Flower power, we getting it. OMO Abyssinian all of a sudden shatters in front, takes the lead.
Incredible stuff here, 272 to 324. This is not over, but look at that massive Rayquaza shield there for Glaceon. We do not have one for Leafeon. However, there's another 100 points that can go in. There's a minute 20 left, so this match is nowhere near over as we see members of Akjil deciding how they are going to want to attack this. They have a tier 1 goal zone in that bottom path. 100 points inside there puts Akjil ahead. In fact, even less than 100, they can get there. The question is, are they going to be able to suss out the sneaky play that this Glaceon can make with their Rayquaza shield? OMO Abyssinian is up right now, and they just saw it. They see that Glaceon has this shield. This Glaceon is actually peeling back right now to try to deal with this push on this goal zone. We see Hoopa in the top path being pushed around by Umbreon. There's very little time left. 40 seconds. We're getting ready for the fight. Lapras Unite on the side of Akjil while we have 4 Unite moves on the side of OMO Abyssinian. And here comes the sneak play from the Glaceon. Hoopa coming up, and I don't think Hoopa's going to be able to do anything about it as they start to move down towards this tier 1 goal zone. Akjil needs to make a score happen here.
They need to make something happen. Solar Blade comes out. They're putting tons of pressure on. They're putting points in. They're still down by 116. And I think this defense is going to stand strong. OMO Abyssinian up the back of a legendary Cotton Ball. Holy smokes. They're back to the middle. The Hoopa portal brings them through. Can they get enough points? And I haven't seen anything tick up. Plus 10. But they needed far more than that, I believe. What is going on, Spriggles? Nice attempt by Akjil. But it's all on the back of that Eldegoss. Hero support plays front, right, and center, getting it done.
Amazing stuff there at the end. I mean, what a fight from Akjil, taking that moment so that they could push forward and secure Rayquaza. But they were actually running into 2 members right there. You had a Blastoise Unite move, and then, of course, we saw the Unite move from Eldegoss securing Rayquaza, securing that victory there. Akjil, unfortunately, down 1 game. I need to hear this thing broken down by the 2 greats. Kello, Wonderchef, take it away.
My gosh, what a match. I think more happened in the last 3 minutes of that match. More happened in the last 2 minutes of that match, actually, than happened in some 10 full-minute matches.
Yes, indeed. Look at this graph. They were neck and neck. There was one point where they were actually tied in points, but that Cotton Cloud Crash coming in clutch. Oh my gosh, let's go look at these numbers.
Oh, also on top of that, 52,000 damage coming out of Chair Absent from the Eldegoss. Not only getting that steal, but quite a few confirms, I would say, on some player Pokemon. Very well played overall. I mean, that was a lot of damage in general on the side of OMO Abyssinian. Akjil was placing all of their damage really well, so it looks like less than it truly was because it did